Right, hi and welcome back to the Microsoft project videos. This will be the third one. So if you've seen part 1 and part 2, you're now in part 3. In my part 2 video, I did mention a bit about changing dates. I said, so if you alter this here and add more time, so I'll do it just now. Say the meeting takes 2 days, and click away for there. And things mess up, obviously. You find that something went wrong, it's going, wait a minute, these subtasks are part of analysis, but it doesn't make any sense. I did say then you go back and alter this date, but that was my mistake. What I should have said was, look at your days and add them all up. You find this all adds up to an extra day, which is 31. So if I made that 31 instead, right, and that sort things out, you'll find that that sort of thing can happen, potentially happen quite a lot. And again, if something else goes wrong, I just go back and fix the predecessors and see what happened. That one was a 7, so make it a 7 again, a 7. That was a 9. It's just basically saying, oh, something went wrong earlier, but now I've fixed all the red error messages and they went away again. So that happens if you're altering it. So don't do what I said in the previous video, just do what I just showed you there. So from there down to there, they add up to 31 days. So I had to change the analysis thing to 31 days as well. So that knock-on effect was just seen there in what that example just did there. Right, so moving on, again, don't forget to keep saving regularly. This isn't cloud software. It's stored on a local machine, so the machine could break. Anything could happen, let's face it. There's lots of tabs up here. The initial one we're on was task. Now I'm saying switch to view now. And inside the view, you'll find an option that says resource sheet. When I click on resource sheet, things will definitely change. Right? What we're looking at here is where I can allocate the resources I'll require to be used in the project. Then that can include lots of things, mainly money and people. Right? If you were doing some sort of building project, you might require certain things. You might require cement and all these other different pieces of plant equipment, but we don't do that for this example. First thing I want is a resource name up here, saying what's this first resource? I'm going to call this project manager. There you go. There must be some sort of project manager working on the project. Once you put that in, it gives you an idea of what letter they might use to make it short to understand the project manager. In this case, it says it's a P. You can use P if you want. Over here, it says standard rate and overtime. This is basically how much things will cost. So for standard rate, I'm going to say the project manager gets a certain amount of money. Now I'm going to say the project manager is doing really well. So they're going to get 50 quid an hour. And I reckon that's quite good. Right? If they're doing overtime, again, you can state that as well, but we're going to avoid that. No one's getting any overtime in this project. Right, so that's the first person. Now, I reckon there'll be some analysts. So I'll call this analyst 1. And again, let's give you a letter for that. And some sort of price, they can get 40 quid. And analyst 2 will be the same. And again, this person here can get 40 quid. So that's per hour. So they're doing quite well after working for a long time. Beyond that, other people may be involved. Let's have a little think through this. You could say client, but in reality, the client isn't a financial resource on the project. You're not paying the client any money; they're paying you at some point. You may have to say, for example, hire out some premises, or even some accommodation. You don't know how your project's going to work out. So I'm going to call this office. Right, and in the office, you give it some sort of value for it, and I'm going to put in this bit that says cost and use. Now, this is when you say to yourself, how are you going to work this out? So let's imagine we've approached a place that rents offices out, and they say it's going to be, say, 100 quid a week, which is really low. So I'm going to estimate this and say I'm going to give them, say, £1,000. It's just as a rough just now, nothing amazing. So I'm going to give them £1,000, which says to me, if it's 100 quid a week, that's quite a lot of weeks, isn't it? So 40, that's like 10 weeks. Again, we'd have to go back and look at the project end date to work this out. Right, there are other ways of doing it, but this is the quickest way of doing it. Beyond that, maybe other people working with you. You might have the programmer or coder. You may have more than one, you just don't know. So I'm going to say the coder themselves, they're getting a fair whack of money, so they're going to get 35 quid a week, an hour. Right, and maybe you want someone to do a little bit to do with graphics or user interface. So we'll call this designer. And the designer's not doing that much work, and they're not getting paid that much either. So we'll put them down to 25 quid an hour. So there's other people you can add in as the project goes along that you maybe forgot to add in. So that's your resource sheet. I'm just going to save that again. To go back to where you were, I'd like to click on tasks and also click on Gantt chart. And it takes you back to where you were previously. Now what you can see here, if you go to the right now, there's also, I think it says resource names. So this is basically, what resources do you require? So let's have a look. I reckon I require the project manager to be involved here, right? Now your project manager is going to be everywhere, so let's knock on the project manager everywhere. Take a little bit of time, fair enough, but I don't mind. I'm only going to fill in the first section here, simply because I haven't expanded on all the rest of these headings here, all the rest of these main tasks. So the project manager is involved everywhere. I'm not going to list the project manager up there as well, because you think about it, this is up there, that's the duration, but this is all the things that happen. So where things are happening, I'll add people in. I'm going to need the analysts for the analyst part there stage. When they're talking with the clients, right, talking with the staff, questioning staff, need all the analysts for definite. Every one of the analysts. At this point here, it mentions a little bit about assembly analysis. At this point, you might decide to include other people. I'm going to say I might need the programmer at this point, and I might need the designer. So we'll say that they're going to be part of it. And again, the project meeting, let's add those people in. Notice I left office out because I don't have any sort of task to assign it to. Right? What I'll do is I'll make an individual task where I simply just rent out the offices. Right? To do that, I don't have to involve it in all these stages here. I'll just make a brand new one and just call it rent out offices. There you go. And the question is, how long do you want to rent them out for? And I'll look at the duration here. So I'm going to look at this, and I can type things in or I can do other things. We started the project there, right, which was the 3rd. And we know maintenance finishes around about here. So imagine it's all the way through to January the 28th. January 28th is a Monday. So that's 106 days. Right, now I estimated it so many weeks, so we have to work it obviously if we've put the right amount of money for rent in. But I'm going to say right now the rent's £1,000, but we could also adjust that to account for how long things took. Right, so remember I said £1,000, £100 a week, which worked into, was it 10 weeks? So you need to work out, is that 10 weeks? How many weeks really is that? Right, so 106. I'm going to go in here, use calc, why not? Oh, there it goes. And put in, say, like programmer, let's go to standard. 106, right? So that's the amount of days ago. And we'll divide that by the 7 there. And it's telling us it's about 15 weeks. Let's call it 16 weeks. I've underestimated the price. So I need to go back to the project, back to the view of the resource sheet. And again, I can adjust this number to fit. Where's I went to? Office. So I can adjust that number to fit. Right, did I say 16 weeks here? Who knows? So what is 16 times 100? Oh my God, just put in 6, 1 and then a couple of zeros. And that basically tells you it's going to cost you a bit more. Okay? I'll go back to the Gantt chart again, and back to my task list and see things properly. And I'll save that. So I've included the idea of people, right? Lots and lots of people at different points. You can see they're all in there. And also the idea of a sort of fixed cost, in this case to rent out some offices. And what we'll do is we'll stop there.